What's up, Tiger Gang? This is JT from the Poco Moonshine family. We're back again with another episode of Chatting with Carnivores. Today we got Cristie from Meeting Wellness. How you doing, Cristie?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing great other than the last minute technical difficulties.
Hey, but we made it. We're here. We're doing
Yep,
good.
yep, absolutely. I'm just on my phone. So if I'm a little low, it's because I got my phone on my tripod and we're
You
just making
guys,
it work.
carnivores, we don't make excuses. We find
Nope,
solutions. That's what
that's
we do.
right. That's right.
It's a mindset. I feel totally different. Now I'm like, bring me a challenge right now because I'll find you a solution.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Yep. Where are you from and where are you at now, Cristie?
So I'm from Southern California and I'm still currently in Southern California.
Oh, okay.
About halfway between San Diego and Los Angeles is where I am. And I'm a teacher here. I've been teaching fifth grade for 23 years. I can't believe that number just came out of my mouth. But yeah, 23 years teaching.
That's a lot of minds you're helping.
That's right. That's right.
Amazing. What's your favorite part about Southern Cali?
The weather. That's what keeps me here.
Ooh,
I don't think I
love
can
that
go where it
job.
snows or anything. I mean, we do have the earthquakes, but other than that, the weather.
I'm telling you, that weatherman in California, they're like, yep, sunny today again. Yep, it's sunny again today. Like, man, what a job.
We have it so rough. I know.
Oh, yeah. So what was your history like with food, Cristie, growing up?
Yeah. So I'd say my carnivore journey really started because the beginning of my food history and my food, just the food addiction and that kind of stuff that I think I now looking back think I had started in my mid-teens. So about the age of 15 or 16, when, puberty really started taking hold, you put on, as a woman, you start putting on a little bit of those the weight in the hips. And the girls in high school are not always nice. I mean, some are very nice, but some are not. And they may or may not have said some mean comments. And that just really got me started on the yo-yo dieting, really unhealthy path that I was on, but I had no idea that it was unhealthy because I was eating standard American diet. I remember having, all this margarine and all of that because it's supposed to be better for you, right? And I remember my dad saying, just eat less, move more. So I definitely grew up hearing those messages. And so I thought, well, I just got to eat less. And so I would eat less, and then it became an obsession. So I was obsessing over counting things like calories, counting things like fat grams, right? Because that was back, we're talking early 90s, right? Where fat makes you fat. And so I was obsessed over the smallest thing, even, like a banana that has about that much fat in it. I wouldn't want to eat that because there's fat in there. I mean, insane, right? I look back now, that's insane. But I didn't think it was insane. Like I thought, okay, I'm just like really watching, and really just taking care of it. And, that just led to me having this calorie counter in my head that nobody else could see, but that was there all the time. And I don't mean, okay, I'm going to eat 1,200 calories today or whatever that number was and be done. It was, okay, my total for today is going to be X, whatever it was. And now I ate this. And so I'm going to count it, but then I'm going to recount it. And then I'm going to count it again and again to make sure that that was really the number. And then, you know what, if a serving of something is this, what happens to my calories? I'm going to eat 3/4 of a serving because that's going to cut it by this amount. And those thoughts right, I see you shaking your head. And to me, that was normal. That was my normal. Like now I look back and shake my own head at myself, right? But that was normal. And I mean, it started in my teens and I'm currently 47. So we're talking, I lived that way, doing that all day, every day, from, 15, 16 to earlier this year. So most of that time, I'd say through my 20s, it was standard American diet. I didn't know anything about low carb or any of that. It was just less calories, end of story. And I just tried to do it that way. Now, what would happen was I would lose weight because I got pretty extreme and I was miserable. So I'm supposed to be young. I'm supposed to be in my teens and my 20s. And I was miserable. I had no energy, none. I could barely get up out of bed. I wanted to sleep all the time. But I was skinny, by golly, right? I mean, from the outside, no one would have known. My mom didn't even know. She watches my videos on my channel now and she apologizes to me because she was like, I had no idea that you were going through any of that. So yeah, it was just doing that all the way through my 20s, counting calories, losing the weight. And then you get to a point you cannot eat any left. You cannot do it. So then, and I was never happy. So I mean, so at times I would be down even lower weight than I am now, and I would be unhappy. Like I would look in the mirror and still see all the flaws and not see that I reached my goal. If I reached whatever weight goal was in my head, it was not good enough, and I wanted to go lower than that. And I was never happy no matter what I saw. So I would go up and down, because once you can't eat any less, you just sort of, sometimes you give up and then you just binge for a while, you know. And I never, when I would binge, I would put on weight, but I never got that extreme, you know, extreme weight gain. But I think I put on and took off the same 20 pounds 15 times. I don't know, in those 30 some odd years, right? In my 20s, I did hear about low carb though, and I started trying to do that, but basically with no education. Like all the education that we have now from all the online influencers and doctors, and I had none of that. It was just, okay, low carb, so we're gonna count carbs. I didn't even have a number. Like I didn't even know the number. It was just low carb. So like cut out the bread, and then I knew nothing about like the whole foods or meat heavy, or, you know, don't do the processed stuff. So I was still putting processed stuff in. But, you know, I was reducing carbs, but with the same mentality. So it changed absolutely nothing, because the brain was still having that same mentality of counting and all of that, until just about February of this year. So just about 6 months ago, or 7 months ago now, in February, I had put on that pesky 20 pounds again, and was, you know, I was always determined to not, you know, go over that limit or whatever. Like if I hit that weight, I'm just going to die. So I can't do that. So I've got to go on another diet, right? Another cycle. And I thought, well, I've done, you know, low carb or Atkins or whatever, you know, totally the wrong way, unbeknownst to me, but I'm going to try keto, because keto is just like the extreme version of that. And that's about all I knew, you know, bacon good, bread bad, and I'm going to do keto. But the difference, this is where the difference happened. And this is why I'm no longer in that trap that I was in. And the difference for me was, I got connected to the online community of low carb people, keto people, carnivore people, because in 2020, when they sent us teachers home to go teach online, they said, just go home and teach online. And that's about all the instructions we got from our school district. And so all the teachers kind of got together on Facebook and groups and things like that. And so, and kind of supported each other, which is, I bring that up to say, when I started keto, I'm like, well, I don't really know anything about this. Maybe there's some keto groups, right? Which was something I had never tried before. So I was in a couple of Facebook keto groups, just kind of getting recipes. And I did that probably about a week in from like my decision to go keto. And at one point when I was scrolling through, I saw Dr. Barry's name, and I thought, well, I wonder who this guy is. And so I went over to YouTube, and I know, I'm going to say it again, I went down the Dr. Barry rabbit hole that, like a lot of people say that when they come on here or they start talking about their low carb carnivore or whatever story. But I did, and I was watching him daily after work, just learning everything I could. And it was like this whole new, you know, way to do things that I just didn't know about before. So, I mean, right away, I got rid of all the seed oils, right? I knew nothing about seed oils. I was for sure eating those. Got rid of those, cut the, you know, 20 total carbs, not net carbs, you know, or less a day, and heavy meat, which was great with me. I've always loved steak, so that was not a problem. And doing that between February and June, I lost 20 pounds. And that was about the only benefit that, I mean, that's a great benefit. That's like my little thumbnail. You can see my size 6 jeans, what I was wearing. I'm currently in a size 2. And that's why I went into this, right? That was the reason. I didn't know that how bad I was struggling mentally at that time. I also had a few physical symptoms creeping up on me. So I had a right knee that was all full of inflammation. So if I tried to do anything, run or squats or anything like that, my right knee would squawk and complain, and nope, better not do that. You're over 30. Once you're over 30, your body's definitely supposed to fall apart. So I had that happening, and I thought that was normal just from getting older. My right hand, from all the writing that I do as a teacher, and, you know, being on the computer and all of that, at the end of the day, if I did a lot of that, it would feel arthritic. You know, I was never diagnosed with arthritis, but I could imagine that's how that would feel. And so it would be just kind of painful and arthritic feeling. I had some acne. So as a teenager, I'd never really had too much acne, but I had adult onset acne that was just kind of getting worse and had turned into like cystic acne that would pop up on right here, like on the sides of my chin. And those are bad because they're painful. They're big, they're under the skin, they stay for a long time, and then they leave those like dark spots. So that was no fun. I just thought that was hormones. Maybe my hormones are changing because I'm, you know, in my 40s now, and that's just how it is. That's how it's supposed to be. Hormones are supposed to fluctuate. Like all these things I just passed off as this is just like normal aging things. I also, my feet and ankles would swell, kind of like they did during my pregnancies, but like, no, I'm like 47, so not pregnant, not having any more kids, obviously at this time, but at the end of the day, or if I was on my feet, or even if I was sitting for a long time, they would swell. And I remember being on a trip, I had to go north with my family, and we took the RV up to Northern California, which is a pretty substantial drive. And like my family was worried about me because they saw my feet and my ankles and they were like, you got to get up and move around. You got to put your feet up. You got to do something. So like even they noticed it, like it was that prominent. And I didn't really know why that was happening, but I certainly didn't attribute it to my diet, right? So those were kind of the things that inflammation, you know, had started to take hold, probably plus some other things that I didn't even, you know, wasn't even aware of. But like I said, I've always liked meat. So I never went carnivore on purpose. It was never like I have this really bad condition. It wasn't type 2 diabetes or like, you know, any kind of autoimmune or these reasons we hear people. It was just, I don't feel like making broccoli. I don't really want it anyways. I'm just going to have the steak, you know? So I just kind of gradually slid into carnivore because that's just what I liked. My body was probably craving that, but it wasn't really conscious. And then that's where the amazing things really started to happen. So if all that stuff I just said sounds like the weight loss and then the inflammation and all that, I mean, then I went carnivore and I mean, like my knee didn't hurt and my hand didn't hurt and I can use it and it doesn't hurt. And I haven't had a single acne breakout on my chin in 3 months. And it would happen on a pretty regular basis, once or twice a month. I forgot to mention I had headaches that were turning into migraines. I haven't had a headache or a migraine in 3 months. My ankles no longer swell. And I have what's taken a little longer, but I just thought about it today. Once I was playing dodgeball with my students back 20 years ago, and I'm pretty sure I got a broken finger doing that. And that joint used to bother me. It's my left ring finger. That joint used to bother me and it no longer bothers me. So that's pretty crazy. So all of those little inflammation symptoms that I've had are gone. I feel great. But the big thing is the mental symptoms. And this is what my channel is dedicated to for me, because I don't have I lost 100 pounds. Like, look how awesome I look now, you know, like those people. And those are great. Those are awesome. I don't have that story. That's not my story. But I looking back, I realized how much mental capacity and bandwidth, all of that just obsessing about what am I going to eat? What am I not going to eat? How many calories does it have? How many calories I've eaten now? How many calories can I eat today? When I get to that number tomorrow, can I do 10 less? Can I do this many less? And what's my weight on the scale? And oh my gosh, I went up half a pound, you know, just those just constantly all day in my head, gone. That I don't think about that anymore. And the other thing that I realized is I had some serious social anxiety, like serious. And I just attribute it to being an introvert. I'm kind of an introvert and that's okay. Like the people are introverts, right? But it wasn't just introvertedness. Like to me, an introvert is you might not like big crowds, or maybe after you go to somewhere with a big crowd, you need a little bit of time to just kind of like, you know, get your thoughts together. But this was like, I couldn't go anywhere except my work and my couch. If I stayed going to work and coming home and sitting on my couch, that was my lane and I stayed in it. And if I stayed in it, I felt fine. But if I was invited somewhere, or if I had to go to the store, or if I had whatever, fill in the blank, it was, what are they thinking about me? Am I going to do something weird? Am I going to look strange? Like if I'm at a party and I'm not drinking, are they going to be like, why isn't she drinking? Like, what's wrong with her? Or if there's a group of people and I try to break into that conversation, that's probably going to go horrible. I mean, it was bad. And I don't think I realized it because it sort of creeped up on me slowly. Like the knob on that just turned up slowly until I was like, I didn't want to talk to anybody, you know, except for my little group, my students and my, you know, my cat or whatever, my kids, and, you know, and that was it. And then when I went carnivore, it's like, now it's, to me, I have this mind body connection where I feel like before they were at war, like my brain was like obsessing about food and my body was like, help, I'm starving. And they were just warring all the time. And now I feel like one whole person, a 47-year-old woman who is doing great and wants to take on challenges. I'm currently doing a 30-day sprinting challenge, and I go out on my street, like in front of everybody, like it's 6 a.m., but people are out there. People are out there at 6 a.m. and I'm sprinting like nobody else is sprinting. I'm out there sprinting, and I'm not like, what if I fall? What if I look like a dork sprinting? Like, I probably do look like a dork because I was never a track athlete, but I don't care because I'm doing what I know is healthy for me, and I'll talk to them. Like if they're walking their dog, hey, what's up? Like I'm in between sprints or whatever. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not worried about it. Like I feel none of that anymore. That's what led me to think like I really had some anxiety about social situations, and that's just gone. And so I have all this energy. I sleep. I don't think about naps all the time. I sleep about 6 hours a night, and then I wake up and I'm like ready to tackle it. I'm ready to go. I spend all day with my students. Come home, I have energy for my kids, my channel, all my stuff I want to do. I don't just sit on the couch, you know.
That's amazing.
So so that's kind of it in a nutshell. But I started, my YouTube channel because you can't just look at me and see it. You can't. You have to get in here, and the only way people can get in there is to like hear me talk about it. There's got to be other people like me that were not. It didn't show on the outside, JT. It didn't show on the outside. Nobody knew.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, that's why I'm having you on here, because there's all people, different shapes, color, sizes, man, that can relate to everybody. So that's why everybody should be telling their story, because there's somebody out there who's going to be like, man, that sounds just like me, and you're probably going to hear from them. Even if you don't, they're probably still watching. So sometimes we don't even hear from those people, but it's important to tell your story anyways. So how long have you been carnivore, Cristie?
So since it was accidental, I don't have a date like I was carnivore since this date, but I know for sure in June I was carnivore because in June was my 25th wedding anniversary, and my husband and I went to Las Vegas, and I know for sure on that trip I ate ribeyes and I ate some chicken wings.
So you're about 90, 100 days maybe.
Yeah, right about 90, 100 days. I don't have an exact day. I'm kind of estimating it. Like when I do updates, I can kind of have to estimate that start date. But yes,
that's
about
one
there.
of the questions I get a lot when people want to hear that from my guests. They want to know how long you've been carnivore.
Yeah.
What do you eat during the week, Cristie?
Okay, so during my teaching week, it's busy. I generally don't eat breakfast, but if my body tells me to eat breakfast, there was one day I did a little video because I'm like, I gotta have some bacon and eggs. So I went and sprinted early. I came back in and I made my bacon and eggs and I ate them. And I listened to my body. So I was hungry. I ate breakfast that day. Generally, I don't. Generally, I eat lunch, and on Monday morning, I just boil up some hard-boiled eggs. And then I make my own bone broth from my ribeye bones. And so I'll take some hard-boiled eggs and some bone broth. Normally, I do like to eat till I'm full, but that's it. When you're teaching, you have a very limited lunchtime. And so I just have 2 or 3 hard-boiled eggs and some bone broth. And then when I get home, I eat early, so about 3:30. Like today, I got home and I pounded down a ribeye that was probably 1.5 pounds. And then I put the bone in the freezer to make broth this weekend. I will be making some broth this weekend. So I probably eat 3 or 4 ribeyes a week. I try to find them on sale and I fill up my freezer. I love a good ribeye. And then the rest of the meals during the week are like, meat cookies, hamburger patties with, or like beef butter, bacon, egg. So like an over easy egg on a couple of hamburger patties with some bacon and a big tablespoon of butter. That's one of my favorites. Or in a bowl, like a power bowl, Mm-hmm. And then on the weekend, so I would have said ribeye was my favorite, but not anymore. It's been overshadowed by picanha. So on the weekends, I make a picanha. On Saturday, I put one in, and that's what I eat all weekend because it is just delicious. I just don't have the time to make it the way I want it on the weekdays.
You got a video on that on your channel?
I do. Go check it out. There's a recipe video, and it's really easy. It's like 5 minutes of prep. It does take a couple hours because of the way you have to do it in the oven. There's like a special thing you got to do in the oven, but it takes a couple hours for it to cook, but the prep is like 5 minutes. Then you just let the oven do its job. So yeah, it's really good.
How many meals a day are you eating?
Usually 2. Sometimes one, like on the weekend, if I'm going to eat that picanha, sometimes one. I'm not strict OMAD or 2MAD. It's just, if I'm hungry, I eat. And it's usually twice a day, but sometimes one.
What about your eggs? If you could have your eggs served one way the rest of your life, what would they be?
Over easy. Boom.
Over easy. Oh, that's the first time I got that one.
Done.
Mostly everybody says scrambled.
Oh, scrambled. Yeah, hard boiled is, I eat them that way for convenience because I can hard boil them and take them to work. But it's not my favorite way. Yeah.
I just don't like this. To me, it changes the smell of the egg when it's hard boiled. I like
try to leave a little bit of like a dark yellow yolk, but that's tricky to hit that sweet spot. It's tricky. Yeah, I know it doesn't smell the best.
So what is your favorite cut of beef? You said it wasn't
picanha, which is like it's called a sirloin cap. You can get it. But picanha is like what they serve at the Brazilian steakhouse. Yeah, it's really good. My mom was looking for it. My mom eats keto, heavy meat keto. She's lost a ton of weight. She's 71 years old and she goes for walks. And the other day she's like, I had so much energy, I decided to jog. I was like, what? I mean, amazing. I'm hoping to have her on our Lioness live show that we're starting next week because she's a 71-year-old lioness and she needs to come on Lioness Live with us. Me and some
you guys got a schedule for that?
Yes, we do. And we have a bunch of awesome guests scheduled. So it's called Lioness Lifestyle Live. I'm one of the 3 hosts. It's 3 meat-based ladies. I am the carnivore host. We have Ellie with Nourishment Redacted, and she is Lion Diet. And then we have Lindsay with Lindsay Lexus, and she is more like a ketovore. So it's 3 meat-based ladies. The 26th at 8 Eastern or 5 Pacific, this coming Tuesday, that's our first one. We will not have a guest. It'll be just meet your hosts kind of a thing. After that, every single Tuesday, it'll be like a weekly event. And we've got Carrie from My Metamorphosis up first, but we have the Farmer's Wife Carnivore Life. We have Nia from Nia's Way. We have Carnivore Grandma. We have Midlife Carnivore. We have Courtney Luna, y'all. And we have Sophia Eats Steak. We have Cindy Demanch. I'm not sure the name of her channel. But yeah, so that's our lineup. I mean, boom, boom, boom. It's going to be awesome. And it's focused on how a meat-based diet, women's issues, women's health, and also just lifestyle of like maybe you're a mom or maybe you're older. We want to look at different decades of life from teenager all the way to, 70s, 80s, and how women are doing with that. So that's kind of our goal. I hope everybody tunes in. We're super, super excited.
Yeah, if you need any of the contacts for the ladies that have been on my show, you should get Nicole on there, former fat girl. She's good.
We don't have her scheduled, but we have contacted her. So we're in discussions with her to come on. I was just watching right before this. I was watching that interview that you did with her.
Yeah, so, she did really good.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was a cop and water boy tackling people. She's quite interesting.
I heard her say that. That was pretty awesome. But I wouldn't have had the energy or like I said, I mean, here I am talking to you a mile a minute, and I would still say I'm an introvert. I would not have done this, JT. I would have been embarrassed. Like, what's JT going to think about me? Like, who am I to talk about this, right? But I think people need to hear. So.
Yeah, definitely don't ever be afraid to share your story because there's only one you, there really is. We're all like snowflakes. They might look similar, but when you really get down to the detail, everyone's different.
Yep.
What else besides you're doing the sprint challenge? How many days are on that are you?
Okay, so today was day 25. And here, let me share a little bit about why I did the sprint challenge. Because when I went, I'm out there sprinting. Like it's legit, man. I'm getting good. I'm going to race my students, by the way, in 5 days. I'm going to race my 10-year-old students, and I will be posting about if I can win or not. But so the reason I'm sprinting is a couple of reasons. So once I went full carnivore, and I knew for sure I was full carnivore, I started putting on a couple pounds. I probably put on about 7 pounds. And if you can imagine with my history of obsessing about that, that it starts to get into your head a little bit. But I knew that I was feeling better, and I knew that it was probably muscle. But for some of us that have struggled with that, it doesn't matter. Like my clothes weren't tighter. My clothes were fitting the same. So it's like, that it's probably muscle. But I didn't want to fall back into that same trap. And at the same time, it was sort of, just kind of a kismet kind of thing where I saw Dr. Barry's video with Dr. Sean O'Mara about visceral fat. And then the benefits of sprinting was part of that. And I thought, I've been doing some working out. I had been doing some yoga, a little bit of Pilates, and a little bit of like weights with some. I have like some nesting dumbbells and a little bit of weights. And I thought, what if I just try this sprinting thing and just see how that affects me? Let me try. You know what? Let me post it on my channel. Let me do that for 30 days and see. And the other thing I did was I bought one of those, and I don't know how accurate they are, but that's kind of what I want to test. But like one of those in-body scales that tells you like your muscle, and fat, visceral fat, and subcutaneous fat, your bone density, like all of that. So I have measurements from the beginning. And in 5 days, when I finish, I'll do that again. And then I'm going to do a video about that, like pre and post. But I will tell you that my husband he went to school for massage therapy recently, and he needed to do some practicing. He had given me a massage prior, like a few months ago, and he hasn't done it until a couple of days ago. And I said,
"Gotta get on him, girl."
Well, I said what I was curious about was how do my legs feel? Like after sprinting for the 20, at that point I think it was 24 days. And he said, although in the mirror I don't see a difference because I'm pear-shaped, which means my weight is on my lower part. There's still maybe a little bit of stuff covering up those muscles, but he said it's like just such a huge difference. Like he can feel everything feels toned in there, he said. So I thought, nice, that's amazing. So I mean, even though I don't necessarily, but I also took measurements with a tape measure too. So I've got tape measurements, and I've got my in-body scale. I'm sprinting. I was sore for 2.5 weeks, and I mean, I could barely walk sore, JT. But now I feel like I sprint and I feel like I'm getting faster. I don't feel sore afterwards. I feel a little sore while I'm doing it. I can work on my form now, whereas before it was just like, don't fall down, girl. Just get your 20 seconds and don't fall over.
So
I feel like
the sprinting, what other exercises are you doing?
Yeah. So right now I'm just doing the sprint because I just wanted to, it's like an N=1, I just wanted to see what would happen to my body if I just did that for 30 days. I'm probably out there for about 15 minutes. The weather is cooling off here, so I'm going to go back to walking. So there's a park about a half a mile from my house. I'll kind of walk there, and then it's probably a total of about 1.5 miles because I walk there and then go around. So and then come back a different way. So I want to start doing that now that the weather's cooler. I am going to get back to my weights. So like I said, I have some nesting dumbbells. They're super cool because they don't take up a lot of space, and you can quickly change anywhere from like 6 pounds up to 25 pounds per hand. So yeah, I just do just some weights with that. And I do really enjoy yoga. I even do yoga with my students. So like at PE, we do some yoga together. So that's kind of the exercise, generally what I do. I'll be taking on another 30-day. I'm not giving up challenges. I think everybody should take a challenge, even if it's not fitness, if it's a food challenge, if it's a whatever it is, because it's not just
a reading challenge. Read some
dang books. Thank you. I'm a teacher. I should have thought of that. Yeah, a reading challenge. I mean, put some knowledge in, or get a new genre, whatever it is. But I know I'm getting physical benefits from my sprints. I know it, but I have these sprinting epiphanies. Like I saw an owl, he was up in a palm tree, an owl in a palm tree. This is a true story. And he was hooting at me. And you notice this stuff, right? Or the sun coming up and just over the mountains, and it's just beautiful. And you just have these moments like that you would not have had.
Time now. I cannot stop enjoying this experience called life, especially because I had a near-death experience. So it's like it tastes even sweeter. You know what I'm saying? It tastes real good out here.
Yep. Yep. I know. I keep saying it, like, get out of your house whenever that is. I mean, for me right now, it's 6 a.m. and the stuff I see. Like one day I went out and the crickets were chirping, and by the time I came in, the birds were chirping. I just noticed stuff like that. Like I went out to the song of the crickets and I came back into the song of the birds. Like I never would have noticed that.
Yeah. That's amazing. I feel like I don't know if it's just, I think it's just more in tuned with my mind more than ever, maybe, rather than more clear. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a little bit of both, clear and in tuned, maybe it's maybe it's both, but it's definitely a way bigger difference. Like I wouldn't trade that for anything.
No.
What does your family think, Cristie? What do they, or not what they think, you don't know what they think, but what do they say?
Okay, so I have 2 teenagers. I will start with them. I don't beat myself up, but I do wish I would have known about this way of eating when they were little. My sons are, I have a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old, and that 17 is not too far away from 18. He's in college already. He still lives here, but he's in college. And so, I mean, they watch me, they see me doing the things I'm doing. I know they notice the more energy that I have. My younger son is plays in the band, so he just started high school, and like I would be going to bed, and I'm kind of an early to bed, early to rise, but like on Friday when there's a football game, I'm at every game. Like if he's playing his drum, I am there. And those games, I'm not home until 10 p.m. or whatever, and that's not late for some people, but for me, in the past I would have been knocked out. I wouldn't have been able to do it. And now I'm there at the game, and I'm dancing as the band's playing, and I'm cheering on the football team and having a great time, and then not feeling tired and going home and doing my thing. So I know that they've got to see that, because I would not have done that or been able to do that, or I would have been like, have dad take you or something, because it's too late for me. So I'm just trying to be their lighthouse. I know I'm not going to change them by force at this age.
Exactly.
I don't think I'm going to pry the pizza away from them, anytime soon. But
yeah, make a carnivore pizza for them.
Yeah, seriously.
It's 6 cups of cheese and 3 eggs, and that's how you make your crust. Put it in a nice circle on parchment paper. 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's something I really need to try, because I've seen those. I've even seen the ones made from like chicken, like the crust that are made from chicken. I've seen it. I haven't tried it yet.
To me, it's a little easier. Just do the cheese and the egg.
Yeah, I think it sounds like I would like it better too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not anti-cheese. I mostly am beef, butter, bacon, and egg. I'm not like, I'll never have cheese. Like I don't generally have cheese, but like if I saw some cheese, if it was like a charcuterie or some whatever, but I don't go out of my way to eat cheese anymore. I just don't. But yeah, if it was there like at a restaurant or charcuterie or something, I'm not against it. I think my husband still is a very firm believer in all things in moderation. So he doesn't stop me. He doesn't say like whatever, but he definitely got sick of Dr. Barry when I was doing that. I had to put in my earbuds because he was like, no more of this guy. That's all you do.
They're getting sick of his finger all the time.
Yeah, that thumbnail.
I love it. I just like, Barry, keep throwing it out there. Just keep doing it. Why not?
Put that finger up there.
Well, let's get to a couple questions.
Yeah, I can't see them because I'm on my phone and I don't want to mess anything up. So you tell me what they are.
You're all good. You guys put a Q in front of your questions. A little easier for me to read. Peachy Pam, thanks for being a new member. Nourishment Redacted. Ellie, how you doing?
Hey, Ellie. That's my co-host.
Hey, co-host.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is. She's coming up soon. I got to work on. I'm so behind on all my thumbnails. I have like a bunch of people booked, but like everybody's like, "Am I booked?" I'm like, "You're booked. I just haven't made the thumbnails and generated the stream link."
Yeah, well, I know you were busy with that 24-hour live stream. Like that was epic, but I know a lot went into that.
Yeah, I stayed up for the 24. Then Carrie wanted to do the 2.5 for the testimonial, so I was like, when he goes to bed, I'll go to bed. And then I remembered I said to John from Carnivore Backwoods that I was doing his stream later. So I tried to stay up for that, and unfortunately we pushed it back an hour. Like if it would have started at normal time, I was right there, and then I fell asleep. Oh, my neck hurt. It was I was just like, man, I can't believe I even tried to do another live stream after that. That should tell you the energy though, really.
Yeah,
I tried.
Yeah.
I did fail though. I failed. I fell asleep. I apologize to John.
Oh, I'm sure he understood.
Right. Beverly, hey, how you doing?
Hi, Beverly.
Ellie sent you some hearts, some
Thanks,
love.
Ellie. Here's some hearts back. I'm on my phone, so I can't like type stuff, but we'll do that.
That's perfect. Rick, the 40-year carnivore. Seed oils belong in the fuel tank, he says.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Not in your body.
I love Rick. He's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I know. I've seen him. I haven't talked to him yet.
Says hi, Cristie.
Hi, D.
D-Lee. Nourishment Redacted. Ellie, so happy you found better health. Yeah, me too. I like seeing people smile and just, like you said, talking a million words a minute. That's just fine because I know you're feeling good. Because if you weren't feeling good, it's hard to even grasp a thought in your words. And
I had brain fog like nobody's business. Like I don't even know how I was teaching. Probably just experience. I don't know, but it was bad. It's gone now though.
That's great. Yeah, and probably a million times better teacher now for your students.
So can I tell you a quick teacher story that happened a few weeks ago? For those of you that have not been on my channel, it's a short on my channel, but my channel is small still. Yeah, so I had a student come in at the beginning of the year. We started up in August, and after I have a partner teacher, so we both like I teach math and science, and my partner teacher does the social studies and the English language arts. And so we have a student in common. And this student brought us both a flower, and my partner's flower that she received was purple and mine was yellow. So that made me kind of wonder, like, well, I wonder why they're different colors. So I said, why is mine yellow? And she said, oh, it's because you're always smiling and in such a good mood, and yellow is a happy color.
Aw.
What?
That's so sweet.
She never would have said that to me. I mean, that never would have happened to me. That moment never would have happened to me because I was not always happy and smiling before
That's
this.
special.
But she doesn't know me before this, you know, she only knows me now. So yeah.
Bless her heart, right?
That's right. Lucky her.
You guys, trust me, none of you guys would have liked the old me. Nobody could have been losing worse than I was. I was smoking, drinking, I was in the wrong crowds, I was doing the wrong things. Trust me, but it's good. You know, we can all change. Nothing is all good or all bad. You know, my coach used to even go to the prisons and help get people out of there because he just had to get them to realize that your past is your past and you can make different decisions from here on out, you know?
Yeah.
You are who you choose to be right now. You know what I'm saying? And if that's a good person, then that's who you can be from now on. You guys go subscribe, Meeting Wellness. And look, she's hustling. She's even live right now.
Yes, I am.
She's working hard, guys.
If you go to my live tab too, you'll see all the Lioness lives, like all lined up there. All the ones we have like actual thumbnails for. See all those?
Man, you make me jelly because now I'm behind on all my my lives setting
Well,
them up.
here's the thing, JT. I have two wonderful partners, right? So there's 3 hosts, and so we really just divvy it up. And so when I'm teaching, you know, that's Ellie and Lindsay, you know, they're able to do stuff, and then I'm good with some of the Google stuff. I was able to get the Google form. So we just kind of all throw it together. It's really awesome. I'm sorry?
You got Nia coming up?
Yeah. Look at all that lineup. That is a sweet lineup.
I've got everybody on here but Carrie. Carrie keeps ducking and dodging me. I don't know what I got to do to get her wrangled up, but
come on, Carrie.
One day I will. Let's see here. The low carbist says hi, guys.
Yeah, I've been chatting with her. I saw her actually on Instagram. Oh goodness, a Gen Xer trying to learn Instagram. Woo, okay, but I'm doing it. I am doing it. And I accidentally spammed her, and then I got banned from chatting on Instagram for 24 hours because I accidentally hit post a bunch of times when I was trying to edit my post. Anyways, but I found her on YouTube because of Instagram, so that was cool. So yeah, hi, low carbist.
Hey, low carbist, how you doing? Just meeting you here. Ellie, so glad I quit drinking too 4 years ago. Good for you. Yeah, I quit drinking. It feels good. I was drinking 12, 17 beers in a sitting. Like, it was not a good situation. Bubba, my dude, if I could bring your comment up here. Hello out there, all you steak eaters. Hey, Bubba.
Yeah. Hi, Bubba.
Love
steak
Bubba.
Eater here for sure.
Rick says, and those of us poor, so poor we eat hamburger. Oh, come on, Rick. Hamburger is good.
It is good.
It is good. If that's being poor, man, oh, man. I tell you, it ain't bad. Burger is good, I eat too. Yeah, Bubba. Bubba's backing you up, Rick. So is Cristie. It's good.
It is good. I eat a couple a week.
Do you? Oh, yeah. You said the,
with bacon and egg and butter on there. Oh, yeah.
I gotta try Bill's bacon burger. The way he does it, he even puts cheese in there. I was thinking about doing that.
I saw his video, and yes, I need to make something like that.
Absolutely. Carnivore Soldier, howdy. He's on that Mission Carnivore. You guys check him out. He's a really good guy. He served the country, and he's still serving the world now because he's on Mission Carnivore. So
that's awesome. I've heard a little bit from him. I gotta watch more of him.
Yep, he's got a podcast, Mission Carnivore. So
okay, I'm gonna go check that out.
Low Carbist, hello. How you doing? Everybody's saying hello. I'm glad you guys are talking to each other.
Awesome. Hi.
Let's see here. I'm looking for some cues. Oh. Ellie says Nicole is coming for Halloween.
There we go.
Hey.
So we must just still need her thumbnail
early.
Oh, you're ready. Is that what you're gonna do? No bacon costume on Halloween,
No,
JT?
it will be. I just got so many collectibles. I've got stuff all over the house here. As you can tell behind me, it's. But yeah, Halloween. I absolutely Halloween and Christmas. Ooh, what's your favorite holidays, Cristie?
Let me tell you, summer vacation. I'm a
Hey,
teacher. That's a holiday for me. It's
right,
2 months
right.
long.
No shame in your game. No shame in your game. Allison Johnson says, Cristie, it sounds like we are twins.
See,
So many
JT,
things
you
you have
weren't
experienced.
wrong.
I have too.
Allison, hit me up in some of my chats and we'll talk, like on my channel chat. I try to answer every comment. I mean, I'm small right now, so I'm able to do that. So yeah, let's talk, because I felt like I was probably the only one. I didn't think there was anything really wrong until it got better. And then I realized how wrong it was. And then it's like, well, am I alone? I don't know. Let me
That's
put my story out
awareness.
there.
That's
Yeah.
awareness. And it's hard to, because some people don't know you don't know what you don't know until all of a sudden you know it. And then you realize what you didn't know. It's
Yep.
so hard to explain to people, but that's awareness, and you just got to gain the awareness.
Yep.
Ellie says, Cristie is very
Aww.
relatable. Yeah, she is.
Thanks, Ellie.
And she's even more relatable now that she's sharing her story. That makes you a relatable person. If you guys are wondering out there how to make yourself more relatable, share your story, share your imperfections and your flaws. Let people know you have them. Let people know you're not Superman. You know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
sprint too. Carnivore soldier. I sprint too at 57 years old. You're 50, man. You do not look like it.
Yeah.
I feel like an athlete again for the first time since college sport days. Man, you're killing it. And he's
That's
even
awesome.
running with the vest on.
Yeah, I'm not to the vest yet, but I did play volleyball in high school. I didn't play in college, but I did play in high school. And yeah, I feel better now, even than I did then. Because even in high school, my knee would sort of bother me and stuff. And yeah, none of that. I can just go do it. Nothing, no physical, no swelling, no knee pain. So I feel good.
That's a knee endorsement there from Cristie here. She's
Mm-hmm.
if you guys got knee problems, consider the carnivore diet. Don't be sleeping on it. I keep hearing about sprinting, but I am still healing a dislocated knee. I don't know if I could do it. LOL. Yeah, give it some time, and then but never say you can't do something, because then you never will. Just when you feel like it, listen to your body. If it doesn't feel like you should run, then definitely don't run. But if you get a day where you're like, bring it on, girl. Low carbis. I want to know what you think about the in-body scale.
Mm-hmm. So low carbis, I don't know what I think yet. I took measurements once, and then I don't get on that scale because I don't obsess about my weight anymore. I just go by how my clothes are fitting. Non-scale victory. Okay, all you ladies out there, maybe men too, I don't know, but all you ladies out there, there's a whatever size you are. Like I'm a 2. There's a 2, and then there's a 2. Like all 2s or all whatever are not the same. So, and I don't like to try on clothes, so I buy stuff online. So I had these jeans that I bought back in June, and I could get them on, right? But like I didn't want to go out in the world in them, and I wore them to work today.
That's great.
So
Yeah, for me,
yeah.
I had a bunch of clothes I could get on, but I just couldn't zip up.
Yeah.
Like
I could get them on, but it looked like those seams were holding on for, by the
threads
by a thread, like literally by a thread, like help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that was cool. So the scale, here's the deal with that. So I took measurements on, it was really day 2 because I was a 2-day-old YouTuber and I was having technical difficulties. Anyways, pretty much the beginning of my sprinting. I got 5 days to go, and I am going to take measurements again. I just called my doctor today and made an appointment for October 12th. I am going to get blood work. I don't have anything to compare it to. So at first I was like, I'm going to wait 6 months. Like, Carrie at Homestead House, like, I'm going to wait 6 months. I was going to do that, but I'm like, I don't even have any numbers to compare it to. So I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to go get blood work, and then I'm going to ask her, is there a way we can get my insurance to pay for a DEXA scan? So I'm going to try to do it that way. If not, I am going to go get a DEXA scan and pay out of pocket. And then I'm going to compare what my in-body scale measurements were to my actual DEXA scan measurements were. And then I will let everybody know. I have already posted that scale, like a link to it and stuff, on all of my sprint videos if you're interested. But like, I don't have any, I can't recommend it or not.
Which scale is it? Like, what do you know what it's called?
It's called it's a La Pulse is the brand. And they have different models, but it's like the top one that they have for like the in-body.
What's your cat's name?
My cat's name is Pixel. Did she just run by?
She's behind you.
Oh yeah, she's my co-star. So Pixel has gone on
Pixel
a
Pro.
carnivore diet, JT. She was eating kibble. She's 6 years old.
Wow, she's gonna last you much longer now.
That's another thing I'm posting about. She was always plump, and I've heard when going down my all my videos that I was doing, like we say, it's only humans and our pets. You don't see animals in the wild that are all obese, just humans and their pets, right? So that put a little seed in my mind, like, here I have this pet, she's awesome, I love her to death, I love cats, but and she's like all plump and round. Well, maybe it's the kibble, dummy, right? So when I started my YouTube channel, I also put her on a carnivore diet. Now I don't feed her my table scraps because I've tried, and I don't think I can get her to eat them. So it is cat food, but with like 2 ingredients.
So
Like
have you made a video for the
yes,
cat
I've
carnivore?
made several videos. She has a playlist.
Okay,
So
you guys, if you guys are wondering how to get your cat on carnivore, she has a cat carnivore playlist. You guys do not sleep on this stuff.
yeah, it's
We're
pretty
hooking you
sweet.
guys up.
Yeah, and now she's playing. Like, I haven't seen her play. I bought her some toys. I did a video. She played for 10 minutes.
She
Like, I
looks
edited
very
it
playful
together, so
right
it's not a
now.
10-minute long of just my cat playing, but she was going nuts. She didn't used to.
Look at her right now. She's like,
Yeah, she's like, how can I get up on that higher shelf up there?
yeah,
How can
she's
I
so
get there?
curious and like filled with life. I love
Yep.
that.
Yep. And she's lost a little bit of weight. So I'm documenting, if she's losing weight, but she for sure has more energy. She's so happy to get her food now. She was not happy to get her food before. When she sees me with that food, which is just like tuna and fish broth, like those are the ingredients, two ingredients. And I have that linked all if you guys are interested in the food that I'm trying out with Pixel. It's all linked on my videos. But she like purrs and makes these little chirping sounds and like rubs all the way up my legs. Like she stands up on her hind feet and like, yeah, she's all excited. And then when when her dish is empty, she just kind of goes and sits there and she looks at it and she looks at me and she looks at it and she looks at me. I mean, she wants it. And before it was just kind of like, whatever. I mean, she ate a lot, but she wasn't excited about it.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference. She's the best.
It's raining cats and dogs. Now we got B-Dog. Oh.
Yeah. Hey, B-Dog. Yeah.
Ellie's sending more love your way. Oh, and she did the Dr. Berry. Everybody do the Dr. Berry finger. I can see you with your computers. You better be doing it.
And the face.
I love it. I love it. I'll never get sick of it. Oh, they're laughing at us.
Yes, we're hilarious. Couple of comedians up here.
We're having fun. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we are.
We're at 47 minutes already, girl. It is going fast.
Woo! All right.
Primal Mike, hey family, how you doing? Mike stayed up the entire 24 hours with us and was commenting the entire time.
I heard. I did not do that, but good on you, whoever did that. I went on we had a birthday lunch for my son that day, so I left for that and came back, but I had it running all day, and then I did go get some sleep, but I only slept for 4 hours because I had a video in those testimonials at the end. Like, I had a video that I made, and so I wanted to see it play, so I wasn't sure when it was going to play.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember now. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you. For me, it was like the like 5:45 a.m. because it ended at 7. So the last like hour and 15 minutes, but then as soon as 7 hit and we went to the testimonials, I was like, whatever, I'm awake now.
Bing!
But then I crashed again after that, as I told you.
It was like a second win. Those testimonials were great. I mean, I was glued to those. Those were really good.
They were. That's what I was telling people. Get your Kleenex boxes because, people are really pouring their hearts out, and it's some great stuff. Mike says, I love sprinting. That's how I end my daily workouts.
Yeah.
Lifting heave and sprinting hard for the in the gym for me is like hunting for prey, carrying prey back to the camp to feast. Yeah, man, you're savage, Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to get back to my weights in the after finish my sprinting. I do have a vote on my channel if you guys want to see what my next 30-day challenge is going to be. I think right now a 30-day plank challenge is what people are voting for, but there's push-ups and deadlifts as well. So if you want to vote, I'm going to take on whatever wins that vote on my community tab is the next challenge I'm going to take on the next 30 days.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I'm actually excited. Like, who knew? I'm excited. Like, give me some push-ups, give me some planks, like, bring it on. I'm not dreading it. I'm excited.
That's carnivore energy. I tell you, before I would have been like, yeah, it does not sound fun, but it's like, hey, Carnivore Brothers had lamb chops today. It was amazing. What's up, Carnivore Brothers?
I wish I could like lamb. I want to like lamb, Carnivore Brothers. I tried.
I've never tried it yet, so
Yeah,
it's
I
on
had
my
it at a
list.
Brazilian steakhouse. I don't know if that's the place to have it, but it was in front of me. I knew I
What's
didn't
the
like it before, but I gave it a good couple of bites and I was like, yeah, no, bring the picanha back.
what's the wildest thing you ate? Liver, heart, tongue?
Liver. That's as far as I've gone right now, and I don't like it. But I will say, my mom and my brother and myself are going to share, like between the three of us, a half a cow, and I'm going to have them grind some of that liver up into some of the ground beef, like not
Mm.
all of it, like maybe 10%, 90%, and some of it, just for the extra vitamins that are in there. I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, I don't eat it and I feel great, but I don't know. I'm getting my blood work on the 12th, and then maybe I'll know if I'm deficient in any vitamins.
Do you do electrolytes, Cristie?
So here's the thing with electrolytes. That's my new thing that I've got to get in balance. And so I wasn't doing electrolytes and I started getting some leg cramps at night, like in my calf. Like I'd move my leg and then, oh, my calf, you know, and then some headaches, but like not like the headaches I was saying earlier, like it was a different feeling headache. And when I had that and these leg cramps, I thought maybe it's electrolytes. And so I started in like on some Element or some Redmond Relight, just depending. I had no more. Like that was definitely the problem because
Mm.
those things went away. But now I notice it's like it's a balance I have to get right because if I overdo it, I retain fluid and my ankles will swell.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
See, guys, it's
I have to have enough that it's like I keeps the headache and the cramps away, but like not too much where I start to retain retain fluid. So I'm learning that about my body right now.
yep, yep. You're sounds like you're listening your body very well.
Yeah, dialing it in.
Carnivore Brothers, Ruck Pack just arrived yesterday. Gonna try to be like Dante. Nice, get it.
Oh,
Let's
Ruck Pack. Okay,
go.
all right.
Rick says his favorite holiday is Thanksgiving, but I have duck instead of turkey. Yeah, duck sounds a lot
Mm.
more moist than turkey.
I haven't tried duck, but I've heard it's a lot more, more fatty. So I think I'm gonna try some duck.
Yeah, it's kind of like dark meat and chicken. It's just a little
Yeah,
bit
and
more.
I love a good chicken thigh
Yep.
with the skin on. Yeah.
Lamb chops sound amazing. Ellie says I also love Christmas and Halloween. Yeah, Christmas and Halloween. Because I think it's all the decorations. And then Halloween's just so fun because everybody just kind of gets that's their chance to the one year where everybody's just so goofy in their costumes. And it's like normal that day to be so out of the box. Like nobody looks at anything weird that day.
Okay,
It's
any
just
other teachers out there? Because we don't feel the same.
no.
You want to guess why?
Oh yeah, you're yes.
They
Would you
come back with candy in their backpacks, with hyper, and then sleeping. Yeah, but I love
lots of sugar
Halloween. But when
crashes?
you try to deal with teaching kids who have just been in a candy coma, that's not so much fun.
Get one of those rulers. Wake up! Not
Yeah,
hit them, but slam
I
the
can't.
desk. Or, my
Yeah.
teacher used to do the nails on the chalkboard, and it would
Oh,
just
I had a teacher like that, and I had one that would whip the eraser. Like if there was a kid in the back row, he could like whip that thing, and it would fly and like smack him in the head.
yeah. The
Yeah,
nails on the chalkboard got everybody's head to go up at once. It
yeah,
always worked, and
yeah.
he would smile so hard. I'm like, you like that, don't you?
So
Gosh.
this is how we get our kids' attention. We do a call and response. And so the teacher says www dot and the kids go ready.com and then they get
Mm.
quiet and look at me, So that's what we do. We don't throw erasers or
Yeah, that's the old days. Yeah, yeah.
it is.
Twin Maples, what's up? Hey, y'all from Northern Neck, VA. How you doing?
Hey,
I'm
Twin
from
Maples.
I'm from southeastern WI. Yay, Ellie! That was the first time I cooked them, smoked them on the smoker, and got them a little more done than I wanted, but still delicious. I think you guys are talking about cooking lamb.
Yeah, they're talking about that lamb. I don't know. Maybe if somebody else cooked it, I don't know. It just has a taste.
Ellie loved your testimonial on the 24-hour live stream.
Oh, thanks, Ellie. I had to edit some out because I had to cut it down. But yeah, I really want to share my story. Thank you for that.
Twin Maples, I was doing a barbecue at the brewery during the 24-hour live. Hard to watch all of it. Yeah, it's 24 hours, man. Like, I only saw of it because I promised Carrie I'd stay awake the whole time. So, but yeah, like, holy moly, like, I got to keep my eye on that guy. Thanks, Ellie. It's been amazing 7-month ride on Carnivore. Let's see. I'm looking for some cues. You guys got a question for Cristie? Put a cue in front of it, please.
Well, I've been talking to people in real life, JT, and let me tell you, they're starting to come out of the woodworks. So
Yeah.
I had a meeting the day before yesterday. This lady came up to me. I didn't bring it up to her. She came up to me and she was like, someone said that you have a channel and that you're eating meat. And can I do that? And I said,
Of
you
course.
can do that. And let's talk about that. So I sat down with her for like 45 minutes after school. I told her I don't recommend that you jump straight into, carnivore if you're eating a whole bunch of carbs right now, but start pulling things out and see if you can, work your way down to 20. So I showed her like the heavy fat, the meat based keto basically with like
Mhm.
the high fat and the meat and
Like some ketovore.
basically kind of like a ketovore. And she was asking all kinds of questions, and that was 2 days ago. So I'm gonna follow up with her. But like people are now coming to me. Like I talked, and now like I have the reputation, and the people that are interested, they'll come and talk to you. Yeah, they
Yeah,
want to
it's
know.
you want to lead by example, folks. Don't especially if you start like trying to really press it on people, it's just going to turn them off.
Yeah, no,
Let
but
them
they
stay
see.
turned on. Don't chase them, become the chased. That's what
Yes.
my coach would always say,
Yep. And I feel like that's what's happening. Like people did see me lose weight, and then they, I'm sure they see me with all this energy. Hey, morning, everybody. And I'm all smiling like it's 7 in the morning, and everyone else is just dragging their,
Can
self
we do
in.
some speed round questions before we
Yeah,
wrap up?
let's do it.
Okay. What are some future goals that you have now that you're feeling so good that you are on carnivore?
Well, right now I'm really going to keep working on my fitness. So I feel like I haven't really had that. Like I would go in fits and starts with like, oh, I'm going to work out, and then I might stick to it for a month, maybe, right? And now it's like, because I'm not obsessed with the number on the scale, it's more about how I feel, and I'm really going to track those measurements. Like I want to increase my muscle tone.
What about non physical goals? What's something that you like, a goal you have, a new one that you'd be like, I never would have had that before?
I would like to start visiting more of like other states in the United States. Like I would never have wanted to go anywhere. Like my house was like my comfort zone. And now it's like I haven't. So for high school graduation, my grandparents took me to Hawaii, but that was 1993. And I saw a carnivore grandma in Hawaii posting from Hawaii, and I was like, I want to go back to Hawaii. So I think doing something like that, or even Alaska, like looking at Carrie going up to Alaska and visiting Bill, like I want to do that. So I want to do some trips like that. I have all summer to be able to, I have the time during summers to be able to do that. And so, I don't want to stay so close to home all the time, and start traveling around our country.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's see. Would you take $1 million to go back to your old way of eating?
No, sure wouldn't. I was so unhealthy, so unhealthy. I have in my family, there's definitely dementia, there's cancer, there is type 2 diabetes, there is macular degeneration, and there is glaucoma. And I feel like, especially with the dementia, I really think I was maybe headed in that direction.
Mm.
And I feel like I'm not now. I don't feel that way anymore.
So you wouldn't take the $1 million? You'd stay on carnivore for free.
No. I saw my family member go through that dementia, and it was no, thank you.
You said you yo-yo dieted. What are some good tips for someone who keeps yo-yo dieting?
Eat fatty meat, because the fatty meat, the high fat, which we have all been so afraid of, those of us in my generation, is not what's going to hurt you. That's what's going to keep you satiated. I am very in tune with my hunger signals. So I'm hungry, I eat, and that's it. Like that's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to obsess about, I'm hungry, but I better not eat. I might gain something or whatever. It's not how it's supposed to be. When you're hungry, eat, but eat until you're very full. And then you won't think about, after you get fat adapted, that takes a process to do that. The cravings are going to go away. If you have cravings, eat some bacon. That's what helped me. But I don't have cravings anymore now that I'm, several months in.
Last 2 questions. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here's one of them. Are you happy now with your body and your mental health compared to before?
Yeah. So I've never been able to say that I'm happy with my body. Never. I don't want to give my
right? Never say never.
Till now. So what I mean is, before now, I was never happy, no matter how thin I was. And there were times where I was probably too thin and I was not happy. Now, although no body is, what's perfect anyway, but like I can look in the mirror and just be totally like, man, this is like, I feel good in my own skin. I feel good in my own skin. Mentally, I've said it several times today. I didn't know how bad it was now until it's gone. And now that it's gone, I'm just able, like, I go all day. I get stuff done. I have goals. I have ideas, just like spark in my brain. I'm like, oh, I got to do that, and that never happened. It was just like putting one nose to the grindstone, one foot in front of the other, plodding along until what? The day I die? Like, that's horrible. Like, I'm looking forward to the second half of my life. I'm heading into the second half of my life, and I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be a million times better than the first half ever was.
That's amazing. Most people think it's the other way around, right?
Yep, and it's not. I'm not going downhill.
Yeah,
I'm getting better every day.
I like it. And you're positive. Got a good mental attitude. Here's the last one. What's on your heart right now? What's something you'd like to talk to the people about?
So I think what I kind of already touched on it, but don't be afraid to talk about this. Because when you do, there's people out there that want to hear this. They just don't know that they want to hear it. And I don't mean to be pushy. I don't mean to be a preacher. I just mean to live by example. When people ask me, oh, wow, like you seem happy or you're looking really great, or like, what are you doing? I'll just tell them, hey, this is what I'm doing. Here's another example. So there's a teacher's aide. We eat together, several teachers and this teacher's aide. And one day she asked my friend and my friend is keto. And she said, why do you guys eat so many hard-boiled eggs? Are you on Atkins or something? And so we proceeded to answer her, short and to the point, not like this hour like I'm talking about right now, but, short and to the point. And, she didn't say anything rude, but you could tell she thought we were kind of nuts, just what? You just eat like meat and fat and like eggs and what? Okay, whatever. And then she proceeded to, lunch was almost over, and she proceeded to pull out 3 medications. I know for sure one was blood pressure. Oh, I almost forgot my blood pressure medicine and honestly don't remember the other 2 because I was just like, what? 2 more medicines that she had to take at the end of every lunch. And who knows if there's any more, but in my mind, I just thought, man, she needs to do this more than anybody. And
those are sometimes the judgiest people, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But.
Yeah. And then over the next week, we just kept, she would ask us, like, I brought in my bone broth and said, oh yeah, I made this and here's how I did it. And then here's why I drink it and the collagen and whatever. And we didn't like preach the whole lunchtime or just comments here and there. And about a week later, she said, I have blood work coming up in November, but after I have my blood work, I think I'm going to give this a try.
Hey.
What? Got another one.
That's great.
So, yeah, I'm going to, in November, I'm going to, follow up with her. I'm going to tell her how my blood work goes in October and, just encourage her any way I can. So. Yeah.
And if she starts and, she's sticking with it, have her on the Lioness show.
Come be a Lioness with us. Yeah. Show us your roar.
Yeah. Yep. Tell her to sink your teeth into the diet and let's see some results.
That's right. So just talk about it. Just be an example, and people want to know. So that's my thoughts.
Absolutely. You guys, that was great. I had a lot of fun. Cristie, would you come back sometime?
I would absolutely come back anytime, JT. This was great. Yeah.
Cool. I had a blast. I just love hearing everybody's angles, because some people are nervous. They're like, well, I haven't been doing it that long, or I haven't lost that much weight, or whatever your story is. I'm not judging you on your story. We just want to hear it because everybody relates to people differently, because some people don't have a lot of weight to lose. They just have health issues they want improved. And other people don't even have that. They just want the better mental health, because maybe that's what's unhealthy to them is their mental thinking.
Yeah.
So I think everybody deserves to be helped. So we got to share these stories.
Yeah. I reached out to Anita on Ketogenic Woman, and I'm actually going to be on her channel on October 1st, which is a Sunday at 4 p.m. But that's not why I'm not like plugging myself. I'm saying that she told me after.
Let's check her out October 1st.
October 1st at 4 p.m. I'll be on my channel or hers, Ketogenic Woman. But I bring that up to say I've been watching her for 6 months because I was looking for recipes, and her demeanor is I just love her. And when
you don't want to plug yourself, I'll plug you.
Thanks, JT.
You guys subscribe.
We were chatting by email, and she wanted me to like show her one of my videos, which I shared with her. And after she watched it, she said, our stories are so similar. I never would have guessed it. She goes, I lost more weight than you, but like everything else you said was me.
Mm.
And I just thought, you just never know, like, what you say is going to resonate with who. And for me, I mean, she's one of my, like, I look up to her. She's been doing this longer than I have,
Mm.
both the diet and the YouTube channel, you know. And
But it's nice to meet someone who had similar experiences. You know, you can
yes.
really, whether, you know, they've been doing it longer or not, it's like nice to find someone you can really relate to, you know.
Yep. And I keep finding that you reach out to a carnivore and they're going to reach right back, like Ellie, if she's still on. I mean, I just got on her channel and started kind of commenting, and I said, hey, you want to do like a Google Meet and like sort of like meet up in person? She was like, yeah, let's do it. And that's how Lioness Live got started. So you reach out to people, and this community is, like, most of us are just very helpful and warm, and you
So
know
you
that.
got Robin coming up too?
Yeah,
Nice.
we sure do. I'm
Man, you
excited to
girls
see.
are killing it.
Yeah, we are. We got them all lined up. We got a couple surprises I'm going to leave out for right now, but we got some pretty sweet surprises coming up
Well, you're gonna
too.
girls have to send some my way too, because I always looking for new faces, and you know, and you guys can always come back on Fridays. We do like the carnivore hangouts and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's another thing I'm behind on making a thumbnail for tomorrow's stream. So I'm just so behind, guys. I've never been this busy in my life, and I've got a lot of people that message me now for advice, and I'm trying to do my best for people with the time I have, you know.
Well,
So
you helped me. I didn't know about StreamYard. I was like, how do I do this? And you were like on it. You helped me
I
right
am
away.
a
So
part-time StreamYard coach now to all my interviewees, because I do get StreamYard questions all the time. I was like, man, I never thought I'd be a StreamYard coach, but you know,
he's
here I
not
am.
lying. Like, StreamYard should give him a commission, because I was like, I can't find it. I Googled it. I'm like, I don't know. Where's the button? Yeah, he
I
was
do
very
put a link
helpful.
in all the descriptions, not only for the Carnivore Diet movie, if you guys want to donate, which would be awesome. And that's the whole reason inspired me to start this, besides sharing people's stories. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
also
looking
have a
forward to
link
that.
for StreamYard that if you guys want to sign up and do interviews just like me, it should give you at least $10 off your whatever you buy. So links in the description, you guys. But you know, I had a blast. My coach always says the first law of learning is repetition. I hope you guys are learning that by now. Um, there's value in Cristie's story, and there's value in her. So please replay this. You never know. You might have got distracted with something. Maybe the cat jumped on you or knocked something over. Do your cats knock things over,
Oh
Cristie?
yeah, one day that she just walks up to it, she looks at it, if she doesn't like it there, she just goes dunk, and it just goes off the table.
See, now,
Yep.
just like Cristie says, that could happen and it distracts you. So make sure you rewatch this. We gave a lot of good info. We really did. Even if your cat, you want to try to get your cat on Carnivore,
Do it.
she's
My
got
cat is
playlists,
a
you know.
different cat.
She's got
Yep.
playlists, and you guys might have missed that had I not repeated. There's a lot of good stuff you guys might have missed. So please replay this, like it, share it, comment, all that stuff. I appreciate it. But you guys, I had a blast. We'll be back again on the next time. Love you guys. I'm gonna do my duck face on the way out for